We are many. Those that live beyond the veil of darkness where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds, and men's thrives on the suffering of the dead. Rot in the solace in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvest from our innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed, for in shadow hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own hidden demons, and brings to life your deepest fear. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality in the search for life after life? Have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have. Maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers that are hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye and listen to their stories. We are they. We are Incarnate Paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Monday to ya. We made it through a Monday. Who would have thunk that one, right? Today was a very, very busy day. And I was actually concerned I wasn't going to get home in time to do a stream, on time at least. But here I am. I made it. Who would have anticipated this one? We had 2 weekend streams, which is good. Kind of going to do that to make up, like I said, for Friday. Beyond that, nothing really special. We finished up MDS Recorder Night 1 with 4 EVPs. Turn it off. A very loud bang right next to the recorder. An unknown one we just couldn't decipher. And I'm here. Beyond that, that was on night 1. Night 2 and night 3, part 2 and part 3 of the recorder, we didn't get squat. So we had a request last night where to start off on the next recorder. We're going to go with one of Dead's recorders, the H3VR in Building 12, Cell 7. I think it'd be A7, which is Joseph Wright's cell. I wish we could share more than audio and just video of the cells. We were kind of privileged to see photos of the prison when certain things were done to inmates. I'll leave it at that. And we were told we can show you the pictures. You just can't take pictures of them or show them. If I did, it would violate TOS and I would be without a show and I would be pretty much without investigating the prison ever again. But they were disturbing, to say the least. And I hope to God I never... That's something on my face? No, I don't. I hope to God I never see those pictures again. But, this is what we do as investigators to try to get more evidence out there. And we use what we see from those at the or those at any location that give us, certain keys to unlock the puzzle. I don't know where to go with it. And this next recorder was, if I remember, was in that cell or near that cell. So that being said, I did message Susan today about September 8th of next year, which is Hancock's, right? John Hancock, right there. The anniversary of his execution. Hold on, let me get the right picture out. John Hancock executed September 8th, 1905. So that would be 218 year anniversary. Oh, I think, yeah, 118 year, 218. What am I thinking? It's not 21. 118 year anniversary of his execution. So, yeah, got all the information right there. So we're going to see what she gets back to me with. He had murdered Dr. Angelke and Peter Edmondson. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And his age was unknown. So, yeah. And as I said, we are starting one of Dead's recorders per his request. This is Building 12, Cell A7, Joseph Wright cell on the H3 VR. And it is set to binaural. So we're going to get a lot better ambient sound. I've already gone through and amplified it. That's one thing we did forget to do on the recorders, make sure the volume was up. But the good thing with the H3 VR is you can amplify it quite a bit before it starts distorting. So we're going to be running with a few more next year, as well as some more video, which is going to be fun. Anyways, let's get on to it.
This is Dennis 007 H3 VR binaural in
12. This is 12, right?
In
12. This is 12. So you hear Chris, one of the docents, something just hid behind him. So we're already getting activity at 4:30 in the afternoon. Something went behind him as we're setting up. This is 12, right? Building 12, cell. This is 13. It's 13. It's actually
Building
12.
13,
Cell 7.
Cell 7, Day 1.
Joseph Wright cell.
Joseph Wright cell.
And Grinch is here. How you doing this evening? Yeah, I'll pause this so we don't miss anything. Just the fact we were getting evidence and personal experiences setting up equipment. Not even investigating, we're just setting up. That generally does not happen. To the fact where you're just getting ready. And lo and behold, we're getting scratched, we're getting tugged, we're getting poked, we're getting brushed up against, we're getting voices say don't go. I mean, we were getting so flippin' much just walking around. It's I can't wait to get back for number 4. I swear to God, I'm going to get one of those pictures of me standing outside of the prison, and I'm going to create it like a Rocky poster. I'm going to do something and be like, here's part 4. Here we go. Ready to rock.
That's awesome. So this is a building.
Oh, the dance club.
Yeah, last time we were in here, I think it was Caracola, a really nasty building.
So let's balloon this up and see what he was saying. Because it is kind of low. Okay, let's start that over. just in case there might be an EVP in there too.
Regulators and live EVP. I'm gonna plug my headphones into the headphone or into the mic.
That's awesome.
So this is building.
The shipper they did the blindfold, I always forget the name of it. Or the
The Anspo.
yeah, that last time we were in here, I think it was Terracotta, a really nasty one. So they didn't have
Probably back on my shoes.
yes.
Brett, I have heavy on the back of my neck.
I think it's similar.
And I forgot to turn my phone down. Let's pause that because that's actually pretty fucking creepy. Okay, let's get up to about there, and I think that's when we leave. Okay. The fact that I see you is my notification tone. Perfect timing, though. And why do you think I didn't carry it with me after we set up? And that was terrible because it's like, I know better to carry my cell phone with me, but the fact we were just setting up, I wasn't even trying to investigate. I wasn't trying to do anything but just get my gear set so we could get started a little bit early and get started through the prison. And here goes my ringtone in these buildings where nobody's at, and I see you. Yeah, the spirits saw us. The spirits freaking saw us, and they interacted. There it goes again. And just because I'm clipping that, I'm going to put that up on TikTok. Be like, this is why you turn off your phone on investigations. Especially freaking in haunted locations. Be like, oh God, here's your ringtone. It's right during Halloween when you have the creepy ringtone shit. It's like, oops. D9, we're setting up in Neil Pitney's cell. Right here on the bottom left. And that's kind of, I'm going to pause this for a second. This is one thing that's really creepy about Building 12. And once we get to the video, you'll understand that over in Neil Pitney's block, the D block, because like there's 4 sections to this building, one of the prisoners in the first or second cell literally had a description of who was who in each cell. This is a cool guy. This is a cool cat. This is somebody with an alternative lifestyle. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to risk a TOS. This is a cool cat. This is a stone cold killer, and this is what I got last year. But I made sure to get a better video of it for you guys this year. The fact that Neil Pitney's cell, he overdosed of heroin, and Joseph Wright was murdered in his cell block. You've got 2 deaths known and documented within 50 feet of each other. You think that's enough just to bump up the activity by itself. And those are just what Susan and the docents know. Susan, Chris, and Joe. That's just the ones they know about or the ones that they talk about. Because I'm sure Joe and Chris, Chris 1, not Chris 2, they probably know more that happened up there. We just haven't asked the right questions. So if they have, I'd kind of like to know the stories. If not, hey, I'm happy investigating the way we're doing. There might be something buried there. Yeah, there's you hear Chris talking, and there's somebody talking up, trying to talk above him. That's not Deads. That's not me. Because we're just kind of listening to Chris talk, and this is Chris number 2. This doesn't make any sense. Whatever this is saying isn't making sense. If it's saying what I think it's saying, this absolutely makes no sense to me. What are we in Old England here? Is this Old English? Wince or a miss? A miss is what I'm hearing. So we got Chris talking, and this saying, it could be saying wince from what Chris is talking about, feeling creepy up there. And, might have been Carol Cole, might have been, somebody else. But wincing is the spirit saying wince, like, you're getting it all wrong, buddy. When I hear wince, it's like, it's cringeworthy. When I hear wince, it's cringeworthy. I don't know about you guys. So wince, you're like saying you're getting it wrong. Let these guys come back later and we'll tell them the real story. I'm wincing right now. That makes sense. That does make sense. So what we got to do is, I'm going to do my best for you on this. This is going to be a tough one. For the simple fact we got somebody talking actually underneath an EVP, which it's usually the EVP under somebody talking. This time it's just flip-flopped. Foreboding from the spirit. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But then again, I could be wrong. Okay, let's go to effects, time and pitch. Let's stretch it. Let's slow it down and see if we can figure this out. A miss? Now, here's something to think about here. If these spirits were trying to attack, and if this is saying a miss, is it saying I missed or a miss? Like, charged with a knife and missed us. A miss. It's like playing Battleship. Miss. It's a miss. A mince, a miss, wince. What do you guys think? A miss, like something's off. Yeah. So you notice when I went in and put vocal enhancer in and cleaned it up It basically took out the background voice, which happened to be it happened to be Chris. Chris too. You know, it cleaning this up faded him out and brought the voice forward, which literally means this, whatever spirit is talking, was right near the recorder. Was literally right near the recorder because Chris was in the background. We were on the way out. So this is probably coming from Joseph Wright's cell itself. And that's just my opinion. Sorry, guys, I got to sneeze. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is definitely a miss. And it really is. So, both on different levels. That's sorry. Both on different levels. Joseph Wright for what he was, and Pitney for what he was. They were both literal human pieces of excrement. They were. And I wish people could I need to get a Zoom call with Susan, Chris, and maybe Joe, and do a group Zoom on here so we can interview them and have them talk about the prison themselves. I'll just need somebody's help to set up Zoom on here. That way we can do a video call and have fun with it. I think they'd be up for that. But we're not going to save the cleaned up version. We're going to give it to them raw. And that didn't sound right. Especially after Joseph Wright's cell. That just didn't ignore me. We're going with raw footage. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to clean it up for him. Okay. Okay. Let's get this saved and get moving on. All right. Trying to figure out how to type these out sometimes is a pain in the butt because you don't want to duplicate it. You can't duplicate, well, the number, but the EVP. This was well before the Sound Void. The Sound Void wasn't until night 3. I think it was night 3 was the Sound Void. Are we getting another EVP? There's another EVP. I think we're gonna get a few of them in here. This will have. We had recorders in this building every day. Yes, we did. We literally had recorders, or on night 3, I had the recorder literally inside Neil Pitney's cell. You had one in Joseph Wright's on night 1. Night 2, I'm not sure where I think we had it in Neil Pitney's cell on night 2 as well. So yeah, we had recorders in the building every day. We know what buildings we have to focus on. So far it's 9 and 12. 9, 11, and 12 so far. And these are from the personal experiences. 6, I don't know because I had that door shut on me. And that was on night 3. That's when the GoPro shut off coming out of 12. We're in for some weird evidence, and I have a feeling this is just the tip of, this isn't even the base of the iceberg. We haven't even started up the hill yet. Some of this evidence is going to be, I think it's going to be paranormal changing. A lot of this I've never seen or heard before. And being in the field for so long, I've never experienced a sound void. It's one of those things you don't expect to happen. But remember, they said it happens up in that cell block all the time. I don't know if it might be a weird construction flaw or something that could be explained. But with all the concrete and the steel, there should be no sound void. Even with a normal talking voice, you should have that resonance going through the other cell blocks. Me just talking at this level, you should be able to hear at the other side of from D wing to A wing. From up here to back here, you should hear me talking at a normal level in the middle of the night. Because there's nobody else in there, it should be clear as day. But stomping on the floor and it not leaving the area. Let's get in here and check this out. I have an idea, but we're going to need to... No, I don't want to put 109. I want to put 10. 109 to blow out my eardrums. Unit 12, C-Wing. Remember what happened there? Which night? We had... Didn't we have the shadow or something? Oh, that white mist that went over your shoulder. Yes, the white mist. Yeah, that was the mist. Because I remember coming out of the cell and kind of panning to you, and I saw it come over your right shoulder just kind of like, and just disappear as quick as I saw it. And I'm 99.9% sure I got that on video. Because if you noticed, I had that GoPro facing forward at all times. Minus when I turned it around to talk, it was always facing forward. I had it like almost, it was like my elbow was against my stomach. And I was walking around like this. So I'm sure we got it. Okay, this is an EVP. We just got to figure it out. Yeah, but it's like I said, you were out of this. You were kind of forward right of me when I came out of the cell. So naturally, that natural motion as I followed out and panned back forward, because you come out of the door like this, and it was literally right over your shoulder as I started to pan. So we're gonna have to go over video and see if we got that. Let's try denoise. Help me, God. Oh my God. That's Joseph Wright. Help me, God. That's freaking help me, God. Oh, oh shit. That might have been right before he died, and I do not think I'm going to get this any clearer. We are getting lucky as shit. And this is what I love about H3VR. This is what I love about the H3VR. You can clean up the tracks exponentially. It's not like the H1Ns. This starts into the higher end recorders to where you can literally almost get into the frequencies, the lower frequencies to tweak them. Especially with where this is at, and because we have it set on binaural, it almost echoes. It just, oh yeah, this is okay. And you notice it kind of trails off. Help me, God, and it kind of echoes. We're not getting this any cleaner, guys. I'm sorry. That is cool. Another one for the meter, 2281 overall. That is EVP 35. We've literally got 2 EVPs in 3 minutes and 21 seconds. And I don't think we haven't even left yet. We're still in the building. We're still in the building. This is insanity. Yeah, that is enough to give you chills. Yeah, we spent total about 45 minutes to an hour the first night. Second night we spent probably about the same. Third night, I think we spent well over an hour in there, off and on. We spent a good 30 to 45 minutes just trying to contact Neil Pitney. And we were poking, like I said, we were poking the bear. I can't wait to get to that audio so you guys can get a laugh. And I'm warning you, it gets crude. some of these jokes, you guys, if you have a low tolerance for bad jokes, take the night off. Just take the night off from night 3, especially on building 11 and 12. The jokes we made in these cells, your eyes are going to roll so hard they're going to pop into the back of your head. And I'm going to hear it from Las Vegas. It was bad. But it was fun. And we're going to do it again next year. I think we're going to have to amplify the rest of this. It was meant to goad any of the spirits. I mean, we were goading everybody. Let me bump up the rest of this because it is kind of low. Okay. We were just goading all the spirits. Well, I wasn't goading in execution. I was goading in 11 and 12. But the noose was definite goading. I think I might have gone a little bit over the edge with that one. But I think you guys are okay with it. That's us outside. I'm going to have to go back and clip that one. Just wow. We might be in for some quiet too. Hour 49 into, yeah, that might be us in there. I don't know. So even no matter what we get tonight, 2 substantial EVPs, a miss and help me God. Is that his last words? Help me God. That realizing, did I make some wrong choices in life? Help me God. Don't let me suffer like this. Well, you put yourself into that situation, so you know what? I'm just going to sit back and watch karma. You'd probably do the same thing, just sit back and go, all right. Then the guards be like, what did you see? I didn't see nothing. All I saw was him trip. I saw him trip and fall. That's it. Well, he tripped and fell and got 37 stab wounds. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I saw him trip and fall. That's all I saw. So the police report, or the guards report, self-inflicted stab wound 37 times. You think you have it figured out? He knew something wasn't right quite before he died, and then the attack happened just before he died. To help me God, what he said before he expired. The only thing I have on that one, who uses the word amiss? I don't think I've used that word more than 2 or 3 times in my life. And knowing the history of Joseph Wright, I don't think he was an educated man. But I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. Something's amiss. Something's wrong. Yeah, that's quite possible. I'm not going to say no, and I don't. Something was amiss is pretty common. Thought he might have heard it from someone else. That's entirely possible. I mean, we don't know a lot about Joseph Wright aside from, what we were told by the docents. But also remember this: if this was back in the 80s, even into the early 90s, language changes over 20 and 30 years. I didn't use it as a kid. I didn't even know that word existed as a kid. Because in figure 86, I was only 10. So entirely possible. Sorry guys, I know you're hearing me type. And I don't think there's a picture of him. No, there's not. Wow. Huh. Wonder if this wasn't back in the 90s. I'm going to have to talk to Susan on that one. Huh. Doing a quick web search on Joseph Wright to see if we could find out what year that was. Maybe I got it on camera because I know Neil Pitney. It says the year he overdosed. So maybe it's there on his on the piece of paper taped to his door. Have to find that out. Sorry, guys. My eyes are burning for some reason. Maybe it's the light. Oh, Deds, another note for you personally. I've been kind of still ticking away at the game. I'm up to like 700 AS. I'm about ready to hit AT. I'm like in the top 10,000 in the world. But yeah, that's bugging me. A miss, just one word. But then again, we've gotten a lot of one-word EVPs. I'm actually on one AR. Shit, it's not gonna show it, is it? Nope, it ain't. Play that? Maybe. It won't because it's green. Holy shit. You're right. That game is addicting. But anyway, Sarah, when did you get here? How you doing tonight? Been lurking for a bit. How rude. Didn't come in and say hi first. Say hi, then go lurk. You cooking dinner? I notice Grinch is a little quiet too. I was, now I'm eating. Go figure. You can watch a show while you're eating. You can listen while you're cooking, but you watch while you're eating. God, I'm more entertaining than Ghost Adventures. At least until a demon comes in. Ain't gonna be no demons on this show. I guarantee. I'm gonna have to get that sound clip. I'm gonna have to get that sound clip. There's always conveniently a demon. Mm-hmm. It's always evil. It's always dark. Welcome to the dark side. You know, as soon as that whole dark, demonic whole thing blows over, they're going to go back to, oh, it's an angel. We got angels talking to us. No. They went from friendly spirits to angry spirits to mad spirits to mischievous spirits to evil spirits to demons. The only thing to do is reset and start with friendly spirits. When you got freaking Casper talking to us now? You're going to get the spirit of Chucky talking to us? The spirit of Charles Ray? Come on now. Friendly spirits won't give the ratings. They will if they give you the lottery numbers. I can just see it now. 1.6 million people win the lottery. $14, $26, $39, $18, and the Powerball number is 6. Maybe I'll do an animated GIF for subs of Zach Bagans popping up on the screen. Get a GIF from him as a sound clip, and do that so you get Zach instead of Pinhead every time somebody subs. Then again, I might not get any more subs if I do that. I'm gonna have to change Pinhead up though. Been using him for a couple years. But it still kind of works. I like it. And like I said, I made the joke to you guys about the t-shirt, wearing it to the airport if I'm not on a watch list. Arms like oak trees and legs like Urkel. Did I just say that out loud? Oops. Nah, I wish I could have the success he does in the paranormal. Just by doing it right. We're getting no bangs, we're getting no clanks. But we got to go all the way to, what was it, an hour? Oh, right there, hour 6 before anything. Yeah, we got to go all the way to an hour and 48 minutes before we really get to anything. But who knows? We might get that one random just buried in there. And I'm pretty sure we will. I'm actually pretty sure we will. Again, guys, trying to I hope we can get that this place had some really odd audio. Yes, it did. And it's so silent up here. We're going to be this recorder, these recorders pick up everything. You heard from, we were up by by Neil Pitney's cell, And we were picking up audio like it was almost next to us. It was that clear. Even when we amplified it, it was that clear. Which is phenomenal. Again, I want to investigate so bad on the anniversary of this. So he was born on December. He's 28 years old. I got to send that to Susan just so she has it. And I think I did. Actually, I think I did. John Hancock before his execution. Born December 1st, 1898. Died September 8th, 1905. 28 years old. And if you look, very top line, Governor, let's get over to the right side, John Hancock, age unknown. So Susan is going to be able to fill in a blank from something she didn't have from the history. And this, I give credit to somebody on Reddit who is actually a relative of his great uncle was John Hancock. So this is directly from him. So it's amazing what you'll find on social media to help fill in the blanks for your investigations. Oh. Did I have pictures of that maybe? Where did I take pictures of? So Neil Pitney was 1986. I don't think I took one of Joseph Wright. That would actually, hold on. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, guys. Crap. Bear with me. I'm going to get this for you tonight. I promise. Did we have access to that on the first investigation? I'm pretty sure I did too. It's just trying to remember where you had everything. Huh. I'm pretty sure it's on video. I just got to remember where. Oh well. We'll get to it, guys. We'll get to it. That's exterior noise. I'll say that's one downside of this recorder. One downside of the H3VR, it is it's both a blessing and a curse. Because they're so sensitive, you're gonna catch talking coming from outside if somebody's walking by. You could probably get audio from 150 feet away, maybe 200. As long as you're talking at a steady tone, you could probably hear it at the other side of the cell block. As long as it had a direct line down the hallway, you're gonna pick it up. Oh, what do we got here? 3 bumps. Sounds like somebody tapping on the cell. But it's so far away. Sounds closer. What about this one? Just sounds like a lock. So could that be the main door when it closes and that's just the flick of the lock? Entirely possible. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Turn this off for a second. We're going to pause this for just a second. Go back to full screen. This is literally going to be my setup next year. It's going to be the GoPro with the H3 VR. This is what I'm going to roll with on the investigation. I know it does not look pretty. But you got plug the VR into the GoPro. We're gonna have fun with this. The H3 VR for audio for a GoPro. So we're gonna get basically 4K video with binaural sound. We're gonna have a blast. Let's get back to some audio. I forgot I had that little adapter. So anything we can do to enhance getting potential activity for you guys, I'm going to try it. I don't care if I have to break out a Ouija board next year. Then again, I don't think Susan would like that, and you know how I feel about Ouijas. So that's a no-go. That's a no bueno. And you won't be able to bring one with you. For those that want to go next year, it's a no Ouija policy. What the hell? Okay, there's way distant talking. Okay. I think this is coming from outside or radio transmission from the prison next door. Uh, this is really distant. And you guys are going to see how sensitive. This is what I was talking about, how sensitive this recorder actually is. I'm hoping this is going to pick it up, so let's find out. Yeah, it's just way, way too distant. We're never going to get it. We're never going to get anything that far. always trying to listen to right after those residual door lock sounds or bumps to see if there's an EVP following it. We've gotten lucky before. I think we're on a natural quiet spell for this. I don't even know if I want to try maybe an EM pump next year. Something to like that amplifies the EM field around everything to see if that'll fuel energy. Because, like I said, in theory, electromagnetic fields will fuel paranormal activity. Being there's no power up there, if we put a EM pump, maybe it could, give energy to the environment for them to communicate. I'm doing this. Let's see how much one is. About $75 for an EM pump. Basically, what you do, and it's kind of stupid, you get some kind of a motor, battery operated, that spins, put magnets back to back, and hit the switch where they spin, and it puts that magnetic field up. I bought one and it came like busted. But I think you could actually maybe weld one or do something bigger. So we're going to look into that. Maybe try it. I don't know. Now there's an older one they make on I forget the name of the website, but they want like 400 for it, 3 or 400, which is insanity. Now I'm not spending that much on a guess. But then again, paranormal is guesswork. How much money have we spent on equipment, guys? Between me and you guys, we've spent a lot of money. A lot of donations, a lot of my personal money. We've done a lot of guesswork, and it's paid off. So who knows? I don't know if I want any kind of equipment that is not going to record in some way. They also make a cassette recorder that you could record. After you record it on tape, you can put it onto your computer. It converts it to MP3 and you can download it. So you actually get the magnetic recording. We might actually try that too. I gotta do a little bit more research. But remember, cassette tapes, they're not cheap. Can imagine going around with like 50 cassette tapes to each investigation. Like, what are you doing with these? I'm ghost hunting. You do know they make digital recorders for that now. Well, these don't record magnetically. Spent as much on cassette tapes for one investigation of Nevada State Prison that I could for one of these. And I'd throw the tapes away when I was done. You guys make the decision on that one. It wouldn't be worth it. Hold on. Nothing. It's a little pluck of something. I don't know what. That wasn't just a normal bump. That's a solid bump. Huh. And that's coming from inside. That's not coming from outside. That's like somebody knocking on their frickin' door. It's cool nonetheless. Like I said, don't count bumps unless it's absolutely substantial. Like if I got the recorder right by the door and somebody slams it as hard as they could, then we'll count it. Nothing. Airplane. You know it's bad when you start thinking a distant single prop airplane could be paranormal. It's like, wait, did we hear something? Did we hear something? Shit, no. We're so intent on finding an EVP, we could mistake an airplane engine for it. Or at least this idiot could. Now I wonder if these guys behind me think I'm an idiot too. Be surprised if one of their pictures didn't fall off the wall. I gotta be careful saying that. One of these days I'm gonna say that and we're gonna watch one of these pictures just drop. Be like, oh shit. Somebody get out the sage, quick. St. Michael's Prayer, stat. In nomine Patri et Filii Spiritus Sancti, get out. all these distant residual sounds coming from, further down in the cell block. Definitely odd. But you notice we're not getting the sounds we did in 9 or up in execution viewing. The first two night 1 recorders, we had a ton of residual sounds. We're not just getting that up here. Wonder if it's a recorder or just the amount of spiritual activity that's centralized. Because I think just the centralized areas in 12 are either in Joseph Wright's area or in Neil Pitney's area. Joseph Wright's would be out in the corridor, and Neil Pitney's would be right inside the cell block. Now we're not counting the sound voids. The sound voids up near Neil Pitney's cell. Now I've got a new theory on this, and this is far-reaching for a theory on sound, but considering there might be multiple spirits in that area, wrap your minds around this. What if that sound void is the spirits saying they didn't hear anything about him overdosing in his cell? They had nothing to do with it. The guards had nothing to do with it. The prisoners had nothing to do with it. Mum was the word. So us talking in there about Neil Pitney, our sounds are being muffled by the spirits because they don't want anything to get out about him overdosing because it might implicate them in his overdose. That's a far-reaching theory about the paranormal. But is it plausible? I mean, that's pretty far-reaching. But it does have some weight. It does have some merit. Because we were talking about Neil Pitney overdosing and him, murdering his mother. And that's about the time the sound void started, is when we started talking about it. So, you never know. Do spirits have that much energy to create a lack of sound? Can they pretty much, I don't want to say put the mute button on you, but can they turn down the volume so the next cell blocks can't hear you? We're going to have to see, because I know we had a recorder at the other end. So on night 3, we're going to have to see if the recorders picked up the sound void, one right inside the door and one down the cell block. If the one down the cell block didn't pick up the sound, that's going to put some weight to my theory on this. We'll wait and see. And we're at the 1 hour countdown until somebody actually comes in the building to investigate. Which, night 1 and night 2, I don't think anybody else made it up here besides Deds and I. honestly think people didn't want to make the walk 6/10 or zero point 0.6 miles up to the cell block. People are like, no, we'll just stay right here. We'll stay in the main building. It's too far. You might not get another chance to ever investigate it again, so go do it. And that's always my theory, guys. It's just personally, if you're going to allow me into a location, I'm going to ask if I can cover everything. I'll even donate extra money if I can. Why? What if something happens in the future I'm not able to do it? If I'm not able to go back, or the location is sold or renovated or whatever, you might not have a chance to do it again. Ooh, hold on. Sounds like there's a voice after the tap. So what we're going to have to do is try a vocal enhancer and see if it brings it out at all. I think it's too distant like the others. Oh, shit. I don't want stereo expander, excuse me. Habit. Trying to rush through it so we can get through as much audio as we can tonight, so we don't have to wait around tomorrow night till we get the actual investigators in. Okay, it's ambient noise. Unfortunately, I don't know, guys. After those two EVPs, we've gone 50 minutes without an EVP. Can't really complain too bad. We went like 6 hours without one the past 2 nights. So we're on a roll. We are actually on a. And that's kind of bad saying you know you're on a roll when you get two EVPs in pretty much 7 hours. We got a lot of potential, but not so much follow through. But on last year's, wait, where were we last year on night one? If you think about it, we're actually we're ahead of pace from last year, though. We're well ahead of pace. There's not one execution view last year. We had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 18 last year. Night one execution viewing room, figure 18, and we had 29 this year. So I figured 29, 18. We're 10 ahead of schedule, just off one recorder. And we had a couple dead recorders too. Figure night 2, cell C8. We only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 8. So, and we're on the third recorder, so we're technically still one ahead starting the third recorder. So we're still one ahead of schedule. I'm okay with that. We're making progress. But we are going to get that one recorder, and we're going to get 50 or 60 EVPs out of it. We're actually going to get tired of analyzing EVPs from one recorder. Can these spirits shut up long enough for me to write? And we had that happen twice on last year's investigation. You're like, guys, just be quiet. Come on. Time out. Lockdown. But anyways, that is me getting tired. Guys, we made it just over an hour and a half tonight. Like I said, it's been a long day at work. We did Saturday and Sunday too. We're making a lot of progress. We're making a ton of progress. And I thank you guys for being a part of it. You guys, I am forever grateful. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. Hopefully, same time, about 6:30ish. It all depends on work. It's been so busy lately, so overtime or how busy we are is going to dictate whether or not I'm able to do a show on time. Knock on wood, I should be able to. But like I said, Friday night, Saturday night, no show this week. Again, midnight pickups at work, part of the industry, part of the field. It's part of what I do. But Sunday, as long as I'm not too tired, I'll drag my happy ass out of bed and do a show for you guys to make up for lack of Friday and Saturday. Hopefully try to do like a 4-hour show if we can. If I can stand listening to the static for that long. But we're on track, and we're already starting to schedule next year. So we'll have to gauge around next year's investigation on how long we have to get the evidence done. Because I want to try to get a couple more investigations done in that time too. Even if I have to take like a quick weekend trip up somewhere just to investigate so we can take a break from analyzing Nevada State Prison, I will. Because we did last year. We took like 3 breaks and analyzed other stuff. Big things are coming, guys. You don't realize it. Every time I get some good news, I share it with you guys. And I can't wait till some of it starts coming to fruition. Once it starts breaking, guys, I might be able to do this for a living. But anyways, once again, thank you for being here, spending just a portion of your life analyzing EVPs in one of the fastest growing communities. If we can make it happen, you guys are on the ground floor. Good night. God bless. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Y'all take care.